Let me make this one real quick. So, as I've said, I was going to talk about, possibly the only Nutbwallers birthday that I may be celebrating just this entire 2025 year alone. And I even told the guys in the Everyone group chat earlier, while I just completely lost it, just feeling stressed out about how difficult my entire weekend was, that, as far as the birthdays are concerned for this entire year, it may just only be the fact that I only celebrated one, and that would be Dewey's birthday. If you want to count my birthday, I only celebrated with Carlos and Neil, which is, I guess, so you can say I did, but I'm not talking about like as a whole, like as a group as a whole, and it's been difficult to celebrate, my birthday with some of the guys, and as a group, like these past few years. So, that's just been difficult to get everyone together, and especially because it's January, that a lot of people are pretty much going through that sinus weather, and the fact that it's still cold at the time. Obviously it's winter, a lot of people are getting sick, this and that. So and as far as the Nutballers, if you're talking about just me celebrating Nutballers birthdays, any of them, it may just only be Dewey's this year. Sad to say. And look, I'm going to say this again. It's not really the year for the Nutballers. Like like us just doing the traditional things that we would always do. Even when it comes to hangouts, like we hoop twice a week, or just once in a while we played football or tennis, celebrating everyone's birthdays. And I'm talking about also Robbie's and Julio's birthdays being included, and even Abbas's, sometimes even celebrating Neil's, Eugene's and Dewey's together, Abbas and Julio's birthdays together, and Carlos for breakfast only, this and that. And even when we celebrating Ray's birthday, just became part of the tradition. All the breakfast onlys that I've been part of, that I never missed out. This year, there's already been a couple that like Carlos and Russ did together, and I'm not even part of them. And as far as like what I did earlier this year, avoiding my entire circle, including the Nutballers, Russ got to celebrate his birthday with everyone but me. So I'm the only one, and I told you I wanted to make this plan happen where I would celebrate Ray's, and Eugene's birthdays all at the same time. So this way I can already, have celebrated Russ's birthday, having already been the last Nutballer member to celebrate his birthday. And, as far as Ray's birthdays, at least the rest of us will be there to celebrate, even if it's late. And even Eugene's birthday is before his actual birthday. But this year, Eugene made it clear he wants to celebrate with his family this year. I'm fine with that. Listen, man, it's just been a difficult year just for the Nutballers, and especially what transpired last year and this year, like having reconnected with all the guys, and just the fact that the second group text incident happened, the gathering that I had, as far as like my family and the relatives, and at least Boston and Ray were able to show up, but and Robbie had to back out because of the second group text incident. You know what I'm saying? So, and just among a lot of things, there's just been a lot of tension in the group, and I told you a lot of that is I carry on my shoulders. So I'm responsible for the group vibes. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I'm just especially as I'm trying to go back solo again tomorrow morning. I would rather do this before I get to my dump. Okay, I'd rather do this before I get to my dump, so that at least I'm not gonna. I can promise to not bother any of the guys. Even if I'm never gonna have a good day in my dump anymore, that it's at least I'm not gonna bother anyone. But as far as the shoot around game is concerned, you know what? I may just not even go solo yet, because I still want to make this game happen. So when my mind is clear, as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning, I'll go ahead and tell the guys, Neil and Russ, and yeah, just mainly those guys for the Wednesday game. And if they're still gonna do it, I'm definitely in. But I gotta go day by day first with this whole family situation, and it's right now. It's just I gotta rely on it day by day, because that's pretty much where I'm at. And so, as far as the birthdays are concerned, look, it may just only be Dewey's. Because as for the rest of the guys, I mean, I can say right now, I may just miss out on Eugene's birthdays and even the boss and Julio's and Carlos's birthdays after that. You know what I'm saying? It may just be only Dewey's that I was able to show up in. Fortunately, because of the break that happened that time that was going to cut short on Labor Day. So luckily I was able to make that happen. So I don't know about the rest of these birthdays, dude. My mental health is all going to depend. And I'm sorry if I had to say in advance, dude. I mean, Dewey's may be the only, Nutballer birthday I ever show up. And that's just going to be historic because of what I've been through this year. In the year 2025, I just saw the most problems I've ever faced. And some of them have just been ongoing problems for a long time. And unfortunately, some of these problems are just going to get worse. Or, excuse me, they have gotten worse. So I'm sorry if I'm feeling what I'm feeling. So it is what it is at this point. I would not be surprised if a lot of these guys are already fed up with me. And I'm not saying that they're in their friendships with me, but it's already getting to that point where they're just losing their trust in me to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? So I got to convince them a new job's going to get me through. But the fact of the matter is, to celebrate only Dewey's birthday this year, it just goes to show, man. Like, it's just the fact that it's not the Nutballers year, for just wanting to do the usual traditional things, and me still being this dump. And unfortunately, I'm just feeling worse day by day. It is what it is. So if it has to only be Dewey's birthday, so be it. If I have to miss out on Eugene, the boss, and the Rays, and Julio's and Robbie's and the Russ's and Carlos's even, it is what it is, man. I still want to make the game happen on Wednesday, but that's that. So I'm just too exhausted, and I don't have much to say after this. So, I just hope that, I can just find the bright lights coming in, and maybe I'll finally change my mind and say, hey, I'm going to celebrate everyone's birthday. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to keep it short. So, y'all have a nice rest of your night, and I got to do what I got to do.